got DJD and Farmer again.
Hey. We can I can make it back 2 times in a row. Look at that.
No.
They
You know
this
what?
month they said
Props
I have
to
a
you,
little
Farm.
bit more.
Honestly, like props to you. You've been like, showing up to like multiple episodes in a row now. I think that deserves a commendation.
What is it? 11 seasons
Well,
later.
I mean, we finally worked out, behind the scenes all the other stuff that was keeping me from coming,
No.
But no.
The kids are gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I really this is a new year. This is a new me, and I'm trying different things. I'm a different person.
Well, and you know who's not new and not different is Craig back there in the booth. What's up, Craig?
Yeah, we
And I
do wish he would
the-
change just a little bit, but everybody's got to work on it.
And I feel the need to bring up that this is the 4th episode this season of our audio only visual podcast that we're doing. And for the listeners who are waiting for the visual portion of the visual podcast, don't worry. We this week have also not done any work on it. So yeah, don't even worry about it. Like, if it helps, we're not working on it.
And it'll happen when it happens, and it'll be great when it does.
Exactly.
Yep. It might be a 2-season transitional period, but you know what?
It will eventually happen. It'll eventually happen.
Or it won't.
But yeah, what's up, guys? Or won't. Right. This is a video game podcast, so I don't know how much we want to get into. What's up with you guys? Because there have been things that have been happening all over the world that have been on my mind. What's been on? I guess we could start off by saying that the Steam Machine has not announced its price yet or its release date.
True.
It still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what are the chances, like, honestly, that it's just not going to happen? Like, that's where I'm at with it. That, like, actually they're going to pretend they just never made that announcement and it's not going to come out.
I mean, depending on what the board and all that, I mean, it's very possible that it could not
almost
happen.
like a Concord. Like
almost like a Concord.
Yeah.
Like, they made that announcement and they can't get things to the price they want where they think it's worth doing, and it's just better just to. I mean, I suppose it would be like an indefinite with the Steam Machine. It would be an indefinite delay, right?
Well,
like,
I'm sure from their perspective, they'd rather have them announced it and then not launch it than versus them actually going through with it and then it just being financially just like a burden, like pretty much making them like lose stock and all that. I'm pretty sure that would be the better of the two.
Well, and they don't even have stock of like OLED Steam Decks right now because of the price hikes and such. Like, they're having difficulty sourcing stuff for them as well. So it's not looking good. Gonna be honest, it's not looking good for my hopes and dreams of having a Steam Machine, which is making me again revisit the whole like not buying games on Xbox and just waiting for my Steam Machine. Oh man,
well. I mean, I think it'll come out. I just wonder what the price will be when it does. I think they would rather it come out at like a high price point than not come out at all. Because I think I think that they think that they could still attract like whales, like people willing to spend the extra buck for like a hardware thing.
And I'm sure they're just kind of waiting out the storm that is the hardware that that's so high right now. I'm thinking they're kind of waiting for that bubble to pop a little bit, really, before they like go in, because I'm sure there's still going to be some kind of with a Steam Machine, some kind of modifications that you can do. So,
of course.
I mean, if you buy one and then everything's skyrocket priced, you're not going to be able to do anything that you're going to want to do with it. So I'm sure they're kind of like trying to gauge that. Should we do it? And if we do it, should we wait till the consumers can do it in a way that they'll be able to spend the money properly, and be able to enjoy it the way they want to enjoy it?
Yeah. I guess we'll see. But on the Xbox side of things, they have now said like 3 times that they want to prioritize console. So we'll see. Actions speak a lot louder than words. But the fact that they keep on saying it over and over kind of makes me like wonder a little bit. I mean,
Mm.
Has
I
anybody looked into
am
Marathon at all?
worried that it is.
I
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I am very skeptical. Listen,
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's merited.
No,
Like the
no.
fact that they haven't said anything since that initial, beyond like the delay. Like the only thing they've said is that we're not going to tell you anything. Like it's like okay, I mean, that's a choice, I guess. I mean, we're coming up on the last month of the fiscal year. I mean,
Right. Right. It's man. I We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested. Moving on to like games. Marathon launches what on the 5th, David? Is that right?
it's pretty soon. Yeah, I think it's the 5th.
Yeah, it's like this week.
Yeah, because like there were people saying like that they have to wait 3 days to play it again or whatever.
Yeah, they had like this little
what
free to play server test and all that.
Server slam, yeah.
Yeah,
Which I mean, like I don't know, a lot of people had mixed feelings on. Basically, the problem with Marathon, I think, is the problem with a lot of like niche, like specific like genre games, where it's like, oh, it's not for everybody, And so like I think a lot of people went into that going, "Oh, hey, let me try this out because I like Bungie and Destiny was pretty mainstream or whatever."
Yeah,
And Destiny's
like you
bloated
said,
now, so like I'd like
yeah.
something a little bit more slimmed down, and I also miss Halo, so let me play it because Halo's also pretty mainstream, as far as like
Yeah, and
shooters go and
this
stuff.
definitely doesn't seem like that kind of mainstream
Right.
style. So if you're
Exactly.
expecting something that you can just jump into like a regular FPS and then just get, pretty much use all the experience you've had prior and just like jump in and be able to do everything, that's probably not the case. I'm interested to try it. I didn't get a chance to do the test run or anything over the weekend, but I guess it's not free to play though. This is a game you have to buy. So who knows when I'll actually be able to actually test it, because at this point I've got so many other things to try.
Oh man,
Yeah,
and not to
yeah.
sound like a boomer over here, but I finally got what's the game? Overwatch installed. And man,
nice.
there's
Yeah,
a lot of new characters.
really
Oh
are.
yeah,
Yeah. There is a roster, okay, for that game.
there is a
There really
lot, and they've changed quite a bit on some of the characters that I played prior. On Overwatch 2 before. Now it's rebranded to back to Overwatch for those who didn't know. But
Yeah.
it's it was fun. I played a few games. It reminded me
I think it's
of
very much like what Overwatch turned into at the end for me, where it's like, okay, I'll play games with friends, I'm always down for that.
Mhm.
I just don't
yeah.
know necessarily that I feel like, like soloing and getting super sweaty and like, grinding hardcore and like all that. And
Yeah, that's
like, I mean, with
exactly
that
how it
many
is for me.
characters, like, I mean,
Mhm.
like, I feel like balance has probably got to be kind of difficult, like that's the problem Smite ran into after a while, where it was
Right.
like Smite had
Well,
so many characters. It's like, okay, well, like some games are just going to be completely unbalanced. There's
Yeah,
just
some
going to be
games are
nothing
just
that
you
going to
can
be
and
do.
broken, because some of those people just know how to break it, and then they're
right, well
always
that
like
or
changing
it's
out
just
the.
surely not everyone can be competitive. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was what I was actually thinking trying some of the new characters. I'm like, okay, this character's cool, but like who's competitive? Like how many of these characters actually get played? Right?
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
and again, are you playing in the competitive, side of things, or are you just playing quick play or the social aspect? Might not matter as much, but of course they tend to put you with what you're like. You play a certain style, whether you kind of like say it or not, or if they give you like I don't know, like a choice or anything like that. Some of them do. Um, it will bleed through real quick on a couple matches how you play, like, and then they'll start
Mm,
putting in those more competitive quick play matches. I mean, that's just how it goes. I was playing with my son, and he had a new account on some of those stuff, and because he was playing with me, they just like they went ahead and just like popped him up like he was an experienced player. I'm like,
right.
that's just messed up. And you know why that is? It's because people create new accounts and do the whole thing with
Oh,
smurfing,
sure. Yeah.
and
Right.
they have to gauge that because a lot of people that are high tier are bringing in their buddies because they want to like wreck noobs and everything, you know. And so it's just like it's not fair for the young new player, but it's also not fair to get demolished all the time by these trolls. So
It's
Right.
really interesting because smurfing is something I literally have like almost never considered doing personally, right? Like
oh yeah.
when I
Hmm.
first heard about it, I was really just like, "Oh, okay, interesting." And like it's one of those things that like unless you know about it, right? Like it's not something that to me I think is like super uh
Yeah, you don't realize it's
intuitive.
happening. If you're if you're a well balanced gamer, it's not something that you ever have time to do. But if you are somebody who's like completely into the competitive aspect of every game they play, you're just wanting to get like a change up. Pretty much, it's a change up for them. Is like instead of having to sweat all the time, they're wanting to
Or it's like
you know
I feel like it's like two levels deeper than like surface level playing in terms of that. Like I feel like it's like one of those intricacies of like like oh, like once you've been playing the game for a while, you kind of understand. Oh wait, I'm getting matched against like people at the same level than as me, and these
hmm
games are getting harder. And so like you know, and not everybody obviously feels inclined enough to like a lot of people probably just stop playing or like just tough it out, and actually get better.
or swap,
Well, I
yeah,
mean, like,
or
yeah,
just go
or
through it or
yeah,
sweat through it or even just take a break. But yeah, it's
right.
for those people who don't want to take a break but also don't want to be in those same matches. And they will
Right.
have like 3 or 4 or even, multiple accounts, just crazy amount of accounts. And I'm like, that's not me. I will grind
Well, I
through
was
it
to
or
say,
I'll
but
play something else.
the problem with that is that it undoes itself, right? With
Sure.
smurfing, right?
Yeah.
Like as you keep doing it, like it learns you again, and then you have to make a new account. Like it's one of those things. It's like
Right.
constantly.
You either have to constantly do it or you have to trick the system by playing like, I don't know, the worst games of your life for like so many in a row, like 50 to 100 games or something like that, and like just trick it to think that you are the worst player out there. But even that over time they'll catch on because they've got those algorithms in place to track those people.
But even with the game loading in, I didn't load into a match. I just loaded into the firing range. I wanted to, I didn't want to just play the characters that I liked, right?
Sure.
Actually, no, maybe I did load into a match because I feel like I may have played a game with May, who is my old main, right? And it's fine and all, but I don't know. I wonder with hero shooters, do you guys play a lot of hero shooters? I feel like I guess I don't play a lot of hero shooters personally.
Anymore.
It just
I
depends,
mean, I used to. I mean, back when Overwatch first came out, obviously, I played a ton of that. Um, I would say Apex is shootery. I mean, kind
Yeah,
of.
it's
Yeah, it totally
Like,
is. It
yeah,
totally
it's
is.
it definitely is. That'd be more of my main one that I played. Again, I haven't played that much any. Rivals, actually, Marvel Rivals is more of anything that I played lately, and even that I'm not like playing it all the time. But
I don't think necessarily that any of us were right on, or at least expected. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just speaking out of turn for you guys. I did not expect. Let me walk it back here a little bit. I did not expect for Overwatch to gain players because of Marvel Rivals, but I feel
No,
like that's
I
what's
thought that it was
happened.
over. I thought it was
Yeah,
over for
well,
Overwatch.
I
Yeah.
think honestly, I think it was. They launched Overwatch 2 and it was not great. It felt like it was kind of a bomb that just like kind of
right.
just did not
Well,
go
when it
off.
came out, sure, but then it like started to kind of grow as a lot of
A
like,
little
I
bit.
mean,
Well,
yeah,
for the newer
uh,
people, for the older
yeah,
crowd
right,
that's already played Overwatch, they were done with it. But
right, yeah,
I think that again, like you said, Marvel Rivals came out, and then you started getting into it because first it's Marvel, so you're going to jump in
right,
and experience it anyways because it's got a lot of your characters that you've been watching all these movies for years, and you want to jump in and try it out, and they do a pretty good job. Lots of cool costumes in Marvel Rivals. But then you scratch that itch. Oh, you know what? I've been missing this. And it kind of did that for me too. I mean, I was like playing it, and I'm like, I can really kind of just swap over to Overwatch, and while it's a little different, it still gives you that same kind of competitive team-based game types, that you didn't really know that you missed until you jumped in and you realized, oh, I did miss this. I missed playing this, and I just didn't know I still needed it.
Right.
Well, it's just interesting because, like, with it, what I was going to say is, do you feel like I felt like before there was already a lot of characters, and I mean, I'm talking a long time ago,
Yeah.
right?
No, I
Which, by the
agree.
way, I don't have my skins anymore. Like the Overwatch 1 skins, I don't got them anymore. I'm a bit sad about that. But like,
Well,
I before there was a lot of characters already, right? And there were clearly favorites of certain characters. Like there were some characters that you didn't see very much usage, right? Nothing wrong with that. But now I feel like there's a ton of
Yeah.
characters.
No, I would
And
agree.
just
Yeah.
in my mind, it's like there's just no way that they all see the same playtime, right? There's no
Right.
way
Yeah.
that there's not okay, so there's like however many characters there are, there's no way that like I bet a third of them get played, right? But then what do you do? Maybe there's more. I don't know, but I felt
I
like it
guess
was
you
just there
have
was a lot
to.
before.
With that, I guess if you want to be proficient, you'd have to go through and actually make time. For me, I get good at one or two characters, and that's it. That's just how, for a certain
No,
That's
same,
situation.
generally how I roll too.
Yeah.
same,
How
but
can you
it
do
was
it?
just it's just
How can you
like
do
I
anything
don't know,
else?
like I felt like they already had a lot of characters, I guess is where I was coming from.
Right.
And
No,
then to
yeah.
come in and to see it like double in like the time it's been gone. I was like, do I even play these new characters? Do I just go back to my old characters? Like, and then the question is always like, are the new characters better? Because that is like a huge thing, right? Like, oh,
Right.
to encourage people to play new
I think the
characters to
way that
make
you
them really
figure that
good.
out, play a game or two, and then see how much you get wrecked, by the new character. So something like that, then you
Right.
realize,
Or
okay, we
not.
got to jump
Or
ship. We
like,
got
oh
to try
wow,
this.
Man,
actually it is still just Diva and Tracer, right?
not to like continue to like bring up my nostalgia for Smite and everything, but like man, like seeing certain characters like on the other team in Smite, it was like, oh gosh, here we go.
Right.
Like,
Here we go. Oh, we got
this
to
character just came
swap
out
it up.
and it is way like buffed, I mean,
Oh, it's like when Johnny leaves without his Johnny leaves without his relic,
oh
Oh,
and
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
It's
then the
over.
game's over. It's over right
Yeah.
then, out of the gate, and 5
I
seconds
never
into
even
play.
played I've never even
Game
played a
over.
game of Smite 2. Like Overwatch, like I don't know. I don't want to be
I've
super
got,
negative on
I
it. I
got
had
Smite 2. I
fun.
think David got Smite 2 as well, and we just wanted to be on the cusp of like greatness again, or that
Yeah.
cheap bundle. I'm not gonna lie, we did really well getting that first Smite bundle,
Oh yeah.
and so it was worth
Oh
getting the
yeah.
second one too. I was just like, man,
Yeah.
all of them free. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I like it. I like Overwatch. I had a good game when I played. But then like yeah, I don't know. I felt like just kind of, a little bit of a felt a little overwhelming. I can see how new players feel overwhelmed.
Well, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I get
think again
I
for
think
that
so,
game
but I
type.
also think like I think we live now in an era where people are used to like huge rosters with like Valorant, League being like back in vogue and everything. Like I mean, like
Yeah, that's true. You just got to
Marvel
find
Rivals
what
coming out
works.
and having a pretty decent sized roster at launch, and then
right,
increasing
but
it like every month.
it's still
Like
not that huge.
no,
But
it's
Right?
not. But
that's
I
why
think
they
that like
have the
people are
arena.
less intimidated by like 25, 30 characters or whatever
Mm-hmm.
now
Well,
than
that's
they
why you
used
have
to
the
be.
shooting range these days.
Yeah.
You can go in.
I mean, even
You can see
Apex
what
has
works.
like a good like 20
Oh yeah,
characters now or something. I mean, like
yeah. They've got
Yeah, but you
quite
only
a
start
few.
with 6. I want to throw that out there. You only
I
start
mean,
with
fair.
6
Yeah.
characters, and then you have to
Or like
unlock them.
even Siege too. For that matter, like Siege.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But I think there is something about like with you only having so many unlocked, then you have to acquire them. Versus Overwatch, they're just like all there.
Here they all are. Yeah.
Go for it.
Right.
But thankfully there is like a shooting range where you can go and test all the abilities, and
Or I mean, like I do think that Overwatch, which the artist formerly known as Overwatch 2, I do think that Overwatch does a good job still at like the whole like low stakes kind of for matches. a little
for
bit,
the most
where you
part,
just
when
kind
you
of go
jump
in
in.
and like have a fun time. I mean, like, yeah.
Well, and when I
Whereas, like,
jumped
like
in
other
a week
shooters
ago,
don't necessarily always do that. Yeah.
yeah, when I jumped in a week ago, like the first few matches, yeah, they were just chill, and I was playing against a lot of new characters, but I still picked my same old like 3 that I usually go through, and I felt like I was still contributing to the team. So I feel like you can still kind of just jump in.
Sure.
Of course, there
Like,
might
I
still
did
be other things
awful
as
with
you
you.
learn as you go on.
Like, I did
Hey,
awful in those games with
but
you last week. But I only
we
got
did.
one uninstall, comment from another player. So I mean, like, that's pretty good, I feel like.
Yeah, it's better when you haven't played for a while, but then once you start playing, it starts tracking you with those other competitive players.
Sure.
Then
Yeah.
they're like install. Like that Siege player I played, it's been years ago, but yeah, it was like the first time I played in a while, and he's just pretty much same thing to me, uninstall. Like, okay, all right, yeah, love this game, love this community that we're building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't played it so much, but it's just an interest. Guys, I'm sucked in. I am sucked into Power Wash Simulator 2, man. Can't stop playing it.
Out of all the games.
Oh my goodness, I
Bro,
was
you know
thinking you're
what?
gonna say something a little more
It's
AAA, but
way longer. I mean, AAA. You know what, Farm? Actually, I think Power Wash Simulator 2 is the best co-op game, best co-op first-person shooter on the market right now. I'm going to say that.
wow.
Boom. You want to know why? So if you play a multiplayer game where you like do it with a friend, let's say you join me on something, right? And we do this level together. When you play your own your own campaign, when you get to that level, it's like, oh, we see here you did this with someone else. Like, you want to just mark it as complete and move on, and like you get all the money and everything from it. So you don't have to that's super
Um,
cool. So you don't have to
Yeah.
double play the missions
No,
unless you
see,
want
half
to,
the fun was
which they
going
give you
back and
the
playing all the
opportunity.
games solo,
But they give you the
and have to
opportunity to
redo
do
the
it
story
solo
again.
too.
Liar.
They give you the opportunity to do it twice. They're like, or you could do it twice. And when you do it co-op with your friends, you actually both get the money also. So
All
like you
right,
can
so
do the
so
same
you could
mission
double
multiple
up
times.
on money. See,
Yeah,
okay,
you
I
can
see where
double
you're
up on
going
money.
here.
And so like, man, I don't know why I'm not playing it right now while we're doing the podcast, to be honest with you. I don't know why not. Because
I don't
it's
know.
super cool. It's super cool. The missions, there's more missions now. Yeah, guys, I've been playing this game so much. It's so good. I've been trying to get
Well,
through
and
these
it just
Telltale
came
games.
out too,
Oh,
right? Like, so I'm
I have
very,
no
very
idea when it
curious
came
to
out.
see like how I'm pretty sure it came out like last year, I think.
Oh yeah, that recently,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, it's
Yeah.
probably.
So like I'm super curious to see what kind of crazy DLC they do.
Right,
Because
because
like
they are known for that.
Power Wash Simulator 1 did some wild DLC like near the end of its life cycle.
We
Yeah,
we should
so
I should definitely get
it's
you into House Flipper. I think you would definitely enjoy that game if you like
well,
Power Washing
well,
Simulator that
well,
much.
Farm, I'm not a homeowner like you, so
Fair.
It doesn't
that
matter,
one
but
strikes a little too close to home for me.
But
I
he
don't
has
know. I don't
power
know, but
washed,
the Power
so
Washing Simulator is like right there on the cusp of that. So I think you'd really enjoy that.
What
Another
is wait,
game,
hold on, but actually home flipper or whatever, what are you doing? Are you like just breaking down houses or are you fixing them?
um, well, mostly like remodels, like
yeah, I was
things
gonna
that
say
are
like
actually going through and gutting it and like just repairing like home decor. Like you can actually really get into it, and if you're like, you could actually use this game as almost like building software, like for preemptive house that you're going to build. So
Are we
I've
talking
seen a lot
about
of people like
are we
decorate
need
and
to make a
actually
design or
beekeeper
whatever.
simulator?
design houses for a house that is actually going to, be blueprinted out for building. So it's crazy what people do with this. And there's a Scooby Doo DLC. So I mean, you can't knock it till you try. Is all I can say. You got to
I'm just
try
gonna
it.
say
Have some fun.
if you have to design a house, you should probably use blueprints as like the guide instead.
Instead of like designing it in a game.
Because
So I
blueprints was
actually
like a mansion. So I mean,
I actually had this
Is
great
that an actual
idea
game?
here
yeah,
where like
blueprints.
Huh.
I don't
I've
even
not
know what
played
you're
it.
talking about. Oh,
Yeah.
is that the game with all the rooms?
Yep,
The
that is the game with rooms.
I
the
thought
next
it would
game
be
that we need to
cool
play
for a
though.
construction company would be for them to uh have like to use VR to show off like what you could possibly have for your house. So like, you kind of set up the design of it, right? And then while you like choose the design, they actually set up a room so that you can walk around in it, like with a VR headset on, and it kind of like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
there's going to be
yeah,
stairs here, there's
that'd
going to
be
be
good.
this. That would be super cool, wouldn't it? And then it's like, okay,
That's
like, and then they can even be like,
I'm
oh,
sure
what
they
if we
got those
changed
set
this
up
or what if we
somewhere.
did
For
this?
sure.
Like,
They've got to.
somebody's
That
got to
was
do
like
it. That would be
one of the
sweet.
first apps that was ever like put on VR, I think. Was like literally
Yeah.
that. But you know what would be really cool is if you had like a pair of like AR glasses that could do that, you know? And it
Mhm.
had a cool name, like like holographic, like lens or something,
Oh yeah,
Like
like that
Apple,
thing
And
called
like Apple
HoloLens.
Vision, like Apple Vision Pro, you mean?
There's
yeah,
been a few
or
out there
that,
that
yeah,
um,
Apple couldn't even do it.
yep, yep, that's true.
everybody
That's
tried,
true.
and it they had a cool commercial.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Apple couldn't even do it.
Actually I played over the weekend, which you guys need to get. It's a fairly cheap game on Steam. Is RV there? Yeah, I'm sure you guys seen people playing
I've
it.
I
heard of
would love
it.
to get it,
Yeah,
but
and
I
I
don't have a
just,
Steam
I don't
machine.
know.
You've got to jump into it, and it's a
Yeah,
lot of fun. It's
I would
fun.
love to get it, but I don't have a Steam machine farm, so I can't. Sorry.
I just don't like RVs. So
Well, and that's the beauty of this. If you it gets destroyed so fast, you'd probably love it. um, but I'm pretty sure you can play it on your Steam Deck there. Johnny.
Here's the thing that's crazy, right, with the Steam machine. Not to bring it always back to the Steam machine on this podcast, but
all
like
roads lead back.
There we go
at
again.
this
Back to the
point, like,
beginning.
should I just get a PC? You know what I mean? Like, at what
That's what
point
we've
do I
been
just
telling you
buy
for
a
years, but
PC? But I don't want to buy a PC. That's kind of the
Yeah,
problem, right? I don't want to buy a PC. Also, just like I don't love the vibe of like playing games at the desk, right? Like,
sure. Yeah,
and even though I know you can set up a PC differently and such, there's still this vibe, right? Or like, oh, well, like the Steam machine has. Can you just download Steam OS and use it on stuff? Should I just like make my own? I don't know. I don't know.
I
uh,
always play at my desk, so I don't even think about it. But you just got to get a chair that you're so comfortable with
I have a
that
nice
it
chair
feels
now,
like you're on the
Farm.
couch.
I have a
Well,
nice
then
chair now.
what's the deal with playing on the decks?
he just doesn't like the
Should be
vibe.
fine. The
He
Just
does. He
don't
vibe.
like the
doesn't like
vibe.
because, like, I mean, like,
Crank up the jams and make the vibe
it's not a
come to you.
dedicated gaming machine at that point. It's like a thing that like you can do gaming on, which I think changes like
It
the
changes the vibe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it
the
is.
aura of it.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
no,
it is.
I feel exactly the same
I
way, Johnny. So I totally agree. But like, yeah, it's hard to really like quantify.
Like,
I've
like
never
it's
thought about
just a
that.
computer.
I'm all about
It's
like
just a computer at that
multitask.
point.
I want this thing to be able to do all the things on that one machine.
It's like
I
literally the
work.
only thing that keeps me from playing this like a PC of mine more often is that the very fact that it's a PC, even though it like has games that I don't have on Xbox and everything. It's just
Yeah,
Well,
you're just like,
I
even though
oh,
I
definitely
well,
can
was.
use
should I
my
like check my
controller,
email?
I can use my TV. Like, I mean, like I can literally have like a very similar experience. Microsoft finally released like a preview of like their gaming like UI for their full screen gaming experience
Mm-hmm.
for
For P.
Windows.
Right.
So yeah, so like I mean, I could literally have like a very Xbox like experience on my PC, but I still don't do it because it's a PC.
Yeah,
There's
it
just
just feels
something about
weird.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I just feel weird about it, Farm. I don't know how to
But when
describe
you
it.
click
And
the on
so
button, you just need to. I guess they just need to have like this the screen that pops up. Do you want to
Well,
play your
that
PC or do you
like
want to
that's
play your
literally
Xbox
that's
side
what
of
the
it?
full screen experience does actually too. And like yeah, it's
I
still a little
have
bit
I
weird.
have tested it out just a little bit.
yeah,
Now I can relate to the fact when I was back in my achievement hunting days that I would see it 10, 20 bucks cheaper on Steam or something like that, and then I'd go buy it on Xbox just because I was getting achievements, and I would always play on Xbox. So I can definitely relate. My 10 years 10 years ago me would never even think about playing some of these games on the PC like I have lately. But the me now, I guess, just doesn't care. I just want to enjoy instead of like pushing myself to like just get
Like man,
achievements,
I could be playing so much Stellaris if I played on. You know,
Right. But it's just a really different vibe. It's a really different vibe for how to play games. And I know that, like, because people be like, well, even like on the Steam Deck, I can just hook it up with a mouse and keyboard and do all that. I don't know. Like, I think you're onto something, D, with like starting it up, because like the Steam Deck always starts in game mode, right? So it's the opposite of like, it is a gaming thing, but if I want it to be like a PC, I can make it to be like a PC, right?
Right.
Okay, well, like
Yeah.
let's switch to like desktop mode. Like maybe something like that would be. I don't know. But then
I think
also, I'm not
the
familiar
biggest
with
thing for
PCs, you
me
guys.
is like
How much
if
money would I need to spend to be able to play these games that I want to play?
Yeah.
Oof, and that's the problem right now.
And
Is
them
like
not run like a
the
potato.
problem. The same reason why you can't get a Steam machine is like the same thing like that would affect you from like getting a good PC at a decent price.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like RAM. Yeah,
Now is not the time, Johnny. I'm just telling you right now.
it's
Now
on
is
a
not the
buyer's
time.
market. Yeah.
I like it. I like that. I'm glad that I'm
I
finally
saw a
ready.
clip of-
However
I
many
saw a
years
clip of
later, I'm
somebody-
finally ready, and it's not the time. You
Yeah,
know,
it's not. Sorry, you waited too long.
I saw a clip of somebody like talking about like man, like it's a buyer's market for cars, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I mean, like cars always depreciate. Like, I mean, like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. That's a weird thing to say, but okay.
Yeah, it's a buyer's market for cars right now. Sounds like someone who's trying to sell you a car, to be honest with
Yeah,
you. That's what it sounds
exactly.
like.
And well, I mean, to be fair, that's what the car salesman told him. So
Yeah, I definitely don't agree because everything is higher right now. So I mean, houses, land, real estate,
to be
all that
clear,
kind of
like,
stuff.
yeah, no, and groceries.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it's kind of insane. But like, to be fair, that clip was like from like a while ago, right? So
Sure.
I just saw it, but it was from
Yeah,
that's cheaper times.
Yeah, now it's definitely not a buyer's market, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, should I just, yeah, it's hard. Being the person who bought a Switch last week and then took it back immediately, right? Bought a Switch 2 and was like, well, no, never mind. There's nothing I want to play on this anyway.
One, like, I mean, like the worst thing would be to buy something and then regret it, right? Like, that's always the worst feeling.
It's not a vibe. But then also the worst feeling is that like I just when anyway. Any other interesting gaming news, D?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
should we address the elephant in the room and that like the US is bombing Iran?
We could talk about that or Starfield coming out later this month, but sure,
on,
let's talk about that.
Isn't Starfield already out? I'm really confused.
I mean, coming out on PS5, I believe. And then
who cares?
Like updates and stuff.
You know what I love is it's like, hey guys, guess what? Guess what? We're finally giving you a bad game. You're welcome. God. So we could talk about Starfield if you want. Sure. You know, we don't gotta get all
has anybody thought about getting Resident Evil Requiem? Because I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I mean, I hear great things about it, but like, and to be fair, some of the little like clips I've seen of like other people playing it look really cool. Like playing as Leon and shooting like a zombie off a motorcycle or something. I don't even know. Like, I mean, like reminded me of like the old days, you know, with like playing Resident Evil 4 with Johnny, you know.
Right. And it kind of gives you like it's not all. Like it has some horror elements, but it's like gives you a little more of that action.
Well, I mean, you say it has some horror elements. From what I've heard from people who play horror games, they say that this is by far the scariest Resident Evil they've ever played.
Really?
Yes. So I mean, like,
but my thought is like they're adding some more of that action aspect along with the horror.
Yeah.
That
it's almost like two different games in a way. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like they kind of have those moments where they're slowing it down. And then they're gonna have those faster paced moments where you're gonna like actually have to fight your way out of it or something like that. I'm really interested. I haven't played a lot of Resident Evil games at all, and I'd really like to try this one. I think.
I feel like maybe you should start at like 7 and work your way through.
No, I've got to jump on this one. I think most of the time I'm about consecutive, you know, starting at the very beginning and go all the way through. But I think I'm just gonna jump into this one and maybe go
I think
backwards. Who knows?
you should play the game you want to play. That's when you're going to be the
Yes.
happiest.
No,
If you want to
that's
play this
actually
game,
fair. Yes.
you should play
100%.
this game.
There
That
is
being
some of that,
said,
but
I haven't played a Resident Evil since Resident Evil 5, which Dave and I played together. And we didn't
Yeah.
finish, by the way. We got to the
Oh,
last boss, and we both had like
We
no
just-
ammo, and we
oh,
just
man.
stopped.
And
We
it
just stopped.
staved
We
it
were
like that. Great.
Yeah.
I
No.
thought, didn't we get to like that volcano port, like the lava portion or whatever, and kept dying or something?
We got to like the last boss fight, and
Yeah.
then like with the last boss fight, we were both just out of ammo and like meleeing everything, and we couldn't do it. And we never recovered from that. That's where we left it.
Rip.
And that was back on the PS3. I will remind everybody. Dave and I played that on the PS3 pre Xbox.
Yeah.
At least for me, pre Xbox.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. And I've
Yeah,
not
just
played
been a
one
fair bit.
since. And honestly, I'm not really dying to either. I don't know. That kind of
I haven't necessarily, but this one just looks like I need to try it. I don't know.
I am
It
a
just
little
hit me
more drawn
differently.
in because it's a little more actiony. One of the things I don't like that makes most games scary is like they do one of the things that again that makes most games scary is like you just suck,
Yeah,
at the
throughout
game.
the whole
Like
game,
Sure.
there's
Yeah.
nothing you
throughout
can
the
do
whole
to fight
game,
it.
like
Yeah.
you can't really fight stuff and they usually make you run or they make you do whatever. And like I am not a big fan of that, right? Like if like let
Yeah,
me
you want to
like
be
at
able to
least
fight the evil,
yeah.
quote unquote.
And so the this one being a little more actiony does actually draw my attention more because of it, because it's like, oh, like this actually looks fun, that like if you get into a situation you can like fight your way out of it instead of like have to run all the time, right?
Yeah, and
But
that's what would bring
I
me
don't know.
more into it as well. That's kind of why I haven't done the other ones. Not saying I wouldn't play them. It's just kind of goes back to time, backlog,
Right.
but also what do I want to play that I really enjoy the most at this moment,
Right. Right. Well, when you don't have a ton of time, like that really matters of like, what do I want to play?
Yup.
So one of the things that I'm playing right now, and I'm not playing it so much, I need to get back to it. I'm replaying The Walking Dead season 1 because I bought all of the Walking Dead, like the Telltale Walking Dead stuff, and I want to go through and play them, but I need to play season 1 first. I want to go through the first one and carry over my stuff, right? So I'm replaying it. But the problem is what I actually want to play is a different game. I want to play the Expanse Telltale game.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But what
Great
I'm
game.
worried about is that I'm not going to want to go back to The Walking Dead because that was the first one, right? So it's going to be the jankiest
Sure.
Yeah,
out of all the
the
games.
age.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's like, well, I should just finish. And it's not so long too, right? Like I can just kind of power through it and then play.
Yeah, with
Um,
a Telltale game like that, you can get through it fairly quick. So, yeah, I'd say stick to your guns. Get through
But
it.
in general, I usually give the advice of like, hey, play the game you want to play. Unless it's going to ruin the other games. Like, you know what? I had a really hard time going back and playing Kingdom Hearts 1 because I played Kingdom Hearts 2 first back in the day, right? And like 2
Or-
is such an upgrade.
And then
It
3,
really is. It really, really is actually.
I
Yeah.
never played 3.
Well,
Because
and that's the thing. That's what I'm
refused.
getting at. Is like, and then 3 did. It took so long. You're just like, wrote it off.
Yeah. Honestly, how good can it even be? I've heard it's terrible. That's what I've heard. I've heard Kingdom Hearts 3 is terrible.
I've enjoyed what I played of it, but I definitely haven't finished it either. But I also don't finish games generally. So I mean, like,
was told by a fellow
The game
Kingdom Hearts
jumper, not the game
lover,
finisher. The game jumper.
a friend of mine who's a big fan, when I explained to them how I felt about it and that I haven't played 3 because of it, she said, don't. That was the most chilling one for me.
Oh wow!
Is like
That's
a fan was like, don't do it. If you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, don't play it. It wasn't that good. I'd recommend just not playing it. And I was like, that's it. I'm never going to play it. That's super harsh, right? For someone who likes it, then I won't play it. That would be like me saying, just don't play Halo 5. Just don't play it.
I do feel like they did
pretty harsh
something
critique.
like different with like the integration of like Pixar worlds, where that does kind of like change the flavor of it somewhat, I didn't think in a bad way, but I could see how some people wouldn't like the changes that they made because of that.
Well, and I also heard there was like less Final Fantasy stuff in it.
There was less, at least as far as I played. There's been less Final
the answer to
stuff,
that was that they were like, oh well, we like finished up all their storylines, so like we don't need to go back there. And it's just like, people like them. That's like part of the whole point.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But I'm curious how, like, if 4 ever comes out, we haven't heard anything about it. I feel like in a really long time.
Well, how long did
it
took? What, 15 plus years for 3
like
to come out? Or something like
13 years, I think.
Yeah, so we're looking at 15 plus more, or rather, at least 12 more years, right?
But I feel like 4 did seem to be including like at least more like the 13 or whatever, and like that stuff. I don't know how much more it would carry besides like the non-Disney stuff, all the other stuff. In terms of like story wise, yeah.
Well, that
based on the trailer, I mean, like, yeah.
I learned something today that I wonder if you guys are aware of. Did you guys know that there is no release date for Halo? What is it? Campaign Evolved?
Yep, I did realize that. Yep. It could happen this year. It might not happen this year.
Release date. It's supposed to happen this year, but we'll see.
It's supposed to happen this year, but I didn't realize that they never even announced a release date. I thought there was a release date.
Especially with what's happening in Microsoft right now and Xbox, I would not bank on anything right now.
We'll find out in summer. I feel like one way or another, like it'll either be at the Xbox Summer Game Fest or it won't. You know, I think it'll definitely come out. I think but I don't know whether it'll be this year or next. It should be this year. It was supposed to be this year, but like, I mean,
it's supposed to be, but who knows? Right? Who knows?
There's always a supposed to be, especially when it comes to games announcements. You know, it's just like, really, guys.
Well, it's all the stuff behind the scenes. You know, one of the easiest things to retool would be something that doesn't have a release date, right? So, like, maybe they decide, oh, well, you know what? The fan feedback on this was like really adamant that like, how dare they not have multiplayer? So maybe they'll
there is multiplayer, isn't there? What?
Like actual like PvP, like arena multiplayer or whatever.
Oh.
Instead of just co-op. Maybe they would try to add that or something. But I feel like
every time you release a Halo, there's always a multiplayer. I'm not saying there has to be, but that's been the history of Halo.
Also,
up until Halo Infinite, there was always co-op. Also,
until Spartan Strike, actually, or no, Spartan Assault. Spartan Assault was the first Halo game with no co-op.
Yeah, but that's a B type game. That's not like the main line, like the streamlined Halo title.
Sure,
you know, it's not like they're.
But it was the end of like a franchise's like commitment to like being co-op title.
I don't know. It would have been so much better if they had run through the whole thing through.
It was
like
Spartan Assault. Is that even a Halo game? Like, let's be real. You know what I mean?
Totally a Halo game, and the only reason it didn't get as good as rating is because they did 5 missions for co-op, and then they split out the rest in single player. And there's a lot of fun potential. I had a lot of fun playing that by myself. But could
Isn't
have
been a lot more
fun.
It's a top-down game.
Yeah,
it was great.
It's kind of sort of like Xbox's response to like the original Helldivers, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the feel you get, and that's all. Honestly, why whenever I play Helldivers, I get that kind of like Halo feel. A lot of it is because it's a sci-fi game as well, but also Halo kind of did it in a way first.
Yeah, worse, but first. Am I right? Hey,
not worse, just different. Honestly, they did. I really enjoyed it, and it could have been implemented in a co-op more fashion better, and it would have.
Every time we bring up Halo, I just think of like what Infinite could have been, and I get upset. But
yeah. Well, I mean, it's So I've been playing through some MCC with Chiho, playing through Halo 1, and we just, the next mission we're supposed to do is the Flood. We've not been playing like super crazy, right? Just kind of when we think about it.
Yeah.
Next mission is the Flood mission.
Such a good mission.
Good one.
Such a good mission. I am excited about it. But then also like when you play and you like load it up and you can see all of the missions, one of the things that she says, she's like, wow, the first game's super short because there's like, we're halfway through the game already. And I was like, yep, it's not
That's
not bad.
like that's one of my frustrations when people talk about gaming, like, back how it used to be or whatever,
Right.
and like
Well, and that's why I
it's
said the
like
game's old.
yeah.
Game's
Yep,
old.
exactly. Yeah, like games used to be such smaller things. Like, I mean, like
They didn't have all these huge studios banking all this, money and all. It's like you had 8 hours to get through it or something like that. I mean, at the most, and that's not if you're playing on easy. You could probably jump through it quicker. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, we're
it was
playing
a
on
different time.
normal.
Yeah,
Right. We're playing on normal because
something.
Geo doesn't play shooter games. So it's like, well, we don't want you to just get wrecked and hate the game. Dude, playing on
I feel
normal,
like
it's
Halo's
like
normal is pretty like
super
yeah,
fun. It's
yeah.
super easy. Like, as someone who plays on like heroic or legendary, it's super easy
Yeah,
and pretty funny.
especially if you know all the tricks. Like she doesn't know all the
Right.
tricks, but with you having experience, I mean, you know all the little things that
Yeah.
can make it so much easier.
Bro,
Plus,
I've played
we
Halo
played
1
those
so
levels.
much.
Yeah,
I've played it so much. We're playing it in Japanese completely. Like
nice.
everything's in Japanese, like the voice acting, the subtitles, everything. And
Are
she's
you
like, "Are you
letting
sure this
her?
is fine?"
Are you letting her find the path in the flood mission where you can get lost real easy? It's
Ooh, I
great.
should let her do it. We've not
Yeah,
done it yet. I should let
That's
her
a
do
great
it.
you
idea,
should do that
actually. Yeah.
because it's so easy to
Just
get
make
lost
sure
on some of
that
those
she finds
missions.
the helmet too. Because that helmet.
The silent cartographer mission, dude, that took forever with the two of us. Because then also, like, I was like, oh, well, like, if we get this guy, we can steal this banshee and then jump off. All of like the time saving stuff you can do.
Right.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, well, I guess, we're not doing that because it's your first time
Man,
playing. And
like it's kind of crazy too that Halo like kind of had like that pseudo open world like thing at
yep.
Oh yeah.
times, Like, I mean, like I feel like that like was crazy, like a really really crazy thing to have in like 2001 or whatever. Um
Oh, yeah.
like
Well, and that's
that's
that's why it was so
where you
different
can
at
like
the time.
tackle
It's
different
just like
objectives like in the order that you want and everything and like get lost, which it turns out was like super easy to do because everything kind of looked kind of similar.
there was so
Right.
much like groundbreaking stuff in those games too. It's just like things that you go from like if you were playing on like a 64 or just even in that generation going from like one stick, then all of a sudden you got two sticks, and then now I have a way with this Spartan soldier that I can, do all the things, like pretty much everything you can look at that's a weapon. You can pretty much like swap out or pick up, or you're not married to like the two weapons that you have, and
Right.
and then it just kept getting better, and then you can get drive a vehicle, and then you could, get in a scorpion, do all these things, and then you could eventually jack things, it's just
Jacking
those
them.
were
Oh
the
my
things
gosh.
that, just like
Are they going to bring
screamed
jacking
Halo.
into the new Halo? Like the remake? Is jacking one of. I know they're
I don't
bringing a
know.
sword.
That's a good question.
The sword, they're going to make the sword usable, which is great because man, there's a lot of sword dudes, and when you can't
There
use the
really
sword,
are.
that's
Yeah,
super annoying.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Man, and
for
they're impossible to
25
see
years we
too.
haven't been able to use a sword in Halo CE, so it's about time.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's the
Jeez.
one that like man, like I mean like maybe it was like the bad pixelation or whatever, but like ammo was so much better in Halo 1. My goodness. Like
You just need to know that they're there. Like there's been
yeah.
multiple like when we did the Truth and Reconciliation mission, I was like, "Don't go in there yet. Hold on." She's like, "Why?" And then I'm like, "Killing me like cuz these guys are here." She's like, "How do you know they're there?" I'm like, "They're always there. That's how I know
Always
they're
there.
there.
Yeah.
It's
I've
a
done
sixth
this a
sense that I
lot."
have now.
Yeah, I've done this a lot because I used to be like you. Okay? I used to just run in. And now I
And
don't.
then
Yeah, till I
you
took an
get
arrow to
wrecked a
the
couple
knee.
times with those sword guys, and you realize, okay, I got to figure out a different strategy.
Dude, they're brutal.
But
Brutal.
it's going through those levels and heroic and legendary that
Brutes.
you start getting that the scripting down so well. You can't forget it after you've done it that way
Well, and that's
because
again
you have
the
to address that scenario.
replayability. It's
Yeah,
only 8 hours, right? Sure, or whatever, but then they're expecting you to play it again on a harder difficulty, right? They're expecting
Right.
you, okay, once you get good at it, the whole get good thing and like instead of smurfing, you just keep doing it and keep getting good. You just keep pushing to
right.
try and get through it, right?
Well,
Of
and a
like,
lot of
okay,
people
well,
aren't
like
good at
let's
that
see.
these days. I mean, they're really not. And we have so many options with games that they've had in their library, game subscription services, free to play games. They don't have to do that. They have their phone. They have all these options. So anything gets hard, they just, swap right away. And, back then we had a handful of games, and we had to play them through, and then we played them again. And when they were good games, it was okay because it was worth playing again and again and again.
It is interesting to me though because there is a degree of
But there were also
satisfaction to doing something that's difficult though.
sure. Yes. No, I would agree.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I think of I had a friend over on Saturday or Sunday and I was like, "Hey, do you want to chop some wood?" Right? And he's never done it. So he's like, "Sure, I'll try it." And he was really struggling with this one piece and I was like I didn't help him, right? I was like, "I'll just let him do it." But man, when he finally got it, dude, he was like walking on air, right? He was just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yes." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, satisfying, isn't it?"
Like when you earn it, right? Like, or like
Right.
even when like other people earn it, like there's a certain satisfaction in like uh that experience, you know?
In a
Like, I mean,
job well
that's my favorite
done.
thing about like books, right? Is when the main character like earns something or whatever. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
that
and
was
you
really
don't
cool,
cheat
you
it,
know?
you
And
know.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't go around the cheap way. You actually you put the sweat and even maybe the blood, you know, you put you put the time
Right.
in and you rise to the occasion eventually, you know, even if it takes several times. Yeah, there's nothing more satisfying than that for sure,
it kind of
especially.
reminds me though of Captain Dynamic, of like
Right,
that first
right,
like
right.
episode
Yeah,
of
where he's
like
like, "I wanna
what
do how about you make everything gets easier and you give me all the loot up front?"
yep.
Yeah. Okay, but really, speaking of books though, as D just brought up, uh, Farm, have you read the new Dresden book?
I haven't read any of the Dresden Files.
You
You
haven't read
should.
any of the
They're really
Dresden
good.
Files. You really should.
Yeah,
So I
They're
guess
good
Bungie's
and
doing.
they're quick reads. Like, I mean, that's the nice thing about them is that they
that's
go
what I was
pretty
actually gonna
fast.
say. That's what I was gonna say. So, like, no spoilers. I want to complain about the Dresden Files, which is, I think what it is when you like Brandon Sanderson, right? That
Sure.
man
Yeah.
writes a lot, right? He's putting out books a lot. And you know what? Honestly, if you like in one of the things I hate right now is that Sanderson is at that point of popularity that he's popular to hate, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
MCU. At one
Right.
point everyone loved the MCU and was into it and it crossed a certain threshold of mainstream and then it became cool to hate on the MCU, right?
Well,
Listen,
and
I've been
and
a
that's
fan of
that's
Brandon for
how it
forever.
happens. You know, you get to a certain level of fame, or we see that in musicians as well. Like you
Right.
get so famous that you become infamous that people just hate your guts because you exist, which isn't fair, but that's how it is.
I think it's
Right.
also just part of like the more people like that you like are introduced to, the more likely it is that like more of them will dislike you proportionately. But then the
Mm,
problem is that then they find each other and they validate each other. And then like so that voice of like dislike is louder than it would be like just on its own, you know? And
right.
so I mean like there's pros and cons to that, but I mean like
Well,
as
that
an
Well,
and
it's like the
artist or
mad
like
I
mob,
a like yeah, I mean like that's
I
pretty
fall
rough
into
to
it
deal with.
too. I
Yeah.
fall into it too, where it's like, okay, well, if everybody likes it, it can't be that good,
Well,
right?
yeah, Johnny definitely falls
Lost.
into that. Did we hear the last two episodes about the whole Game Awards? Jeff Keighley.
What about
Anyways,
Jeff Keighley? What about Jeff Keighley? Hold on, hold on. Why are we bringing up Jeff Keighley right now? What a freaking loser, Jeff
Oh my
Keighley.
gosh.
Good lord,
I'm
dude.
just saying.
I'm just gonna beep that.
Hey,
That's why.
yeah,
Bleep.
what if man, I hate that guy. Yeah, I would love for him to come on the
Yeah.
cast and I'll just talk crap to his face. Jeez.
But
That's a challenge right there, our listeners. If you want to get Jeff Keighley on this
here,
podcast,
here we are
and
at
I'll talk
face
about
value. What we're talking about
how
right
annoying
now.
he is. But so
Uh,
but but the books are fast. He used to write one Dresden book a year, which
Right.
which
Yeah.
felt pretty appropriate. But like I loved the new book, don't get me wrong. Super happy to be back and to see these characters and like for the development that he went through and all that stuff. It was great.
And
But
see almost
also
all of them too, which was nice. I mean,
it
yeah.
was done super quickly. It was finished. And it's been like 6 years since a book came out. Almost 5 years, 6 years. It's been a long
Yeah.
time since a book came out. And for a
he's
book to
probably
come
done
out,
with it. He's done with the fans yelling at him for another book. He's ready to experience new art, and people just won't let it go. That's what it is.
Right, but then also then just finish it. Just finish the story. Like, it's one of those, right? Like that the story keeps going forward and it's like, okay, like do something else, but I don't know, for the wait, it felt pretty lame to me. Not that the book was lame. I liked the book and I liked the characters and there was character development and all that stuff. It's not like nothing happened. But also, that would have been part 1 of a Sanderson book, right? Of like a
Yeah.
long-running Sanderson series. It would have been part 1. And
Well,
like
and then
not that
also
much
too,
happened. And also for the idea that
technically,
it's like, is it going to be 6 years before the next book?
well, and he had a
Like,
5-year gap between Skin Game and
right. And
Peace
he had,
Dogs, which also was like a long time because he was
yeah,
like before that it was like every 1 or 2 years, and like I mean that's
every
a pretty
year, I looked it
reasonable.
up.
Yeah.
Every year he
Well, I'm
had
looking right
a
now,
new
and there's a
book come
few
out.
gaps that are 2, but yeah, like
Yeah.
Small
Well,
Favor
and the
Return Code is
gaps
2, but yeah,
in some of them also, some of them he did 2 books in a year. Like
sure,
one book
yeah,
at the beginning of the year, one book later in the year. And some of those 2 gaps, I would also look, because at first he only published, if it's like the list of hardcovers and then paperbacks, at first they were only paperbacks and then they started doing hardcovers, like
right.
instead of paperbacks first. And so, anyway, if you like Dresden Files, it's a great book. It's a great continuation. It is pretty sad that it took this long. And it's pretty hard when it's like, you could read through all of the Dresden Files probably before the next book comes out, and there's 18 books at the
Yeah.
pace that he goes.
I mean,
That's how it
yeah,
is.
if he continues at that pace, that's the question. But yeah,
Well,
I
we've
guess
had
I'll
a
have to try it
decade
out,
of
right? See if I can get through them all.
we've had a decade of this pace.
right,
Also,
yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
throw that out there.
but I mean,
Like, to be
also,
like, well,
like, man, like I was a Robert Jordan reader, and oof, that that was rough, waiting between
yeah,
books and stuff too. So
yeah, but also those books weren't bite
we're
sized.
huge. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Robert Jordan. Yeah, it took him a long time to write a book, but at least I read that book slowly, and I was finished in like 4 days.
yeah. I read that
You
book
know,
in 6 hours. To be fair, I mean, yeah,
yeah, like 5 years for 6 hours. That's not great. If you like reading, that's not great. I do love Dresden Files though, and I would love for more to come from it. I would love a spin-off, or I would love, a new TV show that's not bad. That would be cool.
or like his other series too. I mean,
Oh man, I
Speaking of
love his other
TV
series.
shows, are you? I don't know how you guys felt about One Piece, but the next season's coming out on the 10th, and
Ooh,
I'm pretty excited about
I
that.
actually
you know what? I
really
keep on
liked
forgetting to
it.
watch it. Actually, like I now have Netflix again, and because my boycott
Yeah, you
didn't
need to
work,
watch it.
and
I just went through and rewatched it, so I'm ready for the next season.
I haven't
And,
seen
so
the
good.
anime, but a lot of anime fans really like the live action. They say like it does a good job like condensing it, and I am pretty excited. I do like it.
When I first watched it, I watched it not knowing anything about the series. I watched it, and then I went back and actually watched like I think the first season at least of the anime, and it was like more condensed, but like pretty true to all the characters. Like they did a really good job at capturing like the tone and the feel of every character.
The original
So good.
creator is super involved in the live action, like the
Well,
Japanese
that
creator,
makes
even
sense.
to the
Yeah.
point of
yeah.
like a lot of people are mad about some of the casting. Apparently, like one of the actresses they cast is like Indian, and the character's not Indian. And they're like, oh, like this is like disrespectful to like the original One Piece. That's not her. And then it's funny because it's like literally the creator of One Piece is the person who chose that actress to be her. And
Right.
he's like, that's her.
Yeah, it's
That
like
is
you
her.
you see it, and then you can feel it in the way that they act it out, and it's just like it is like right off the anime, which is crazy, but it is pretty good, pretty on point.
I didn't realize that. I'm excited. I've been watching Bridgerton season 4, and let me tell you guys, man, that show's crazy. I don't like season 4 in a good way. Infuriating. Man.
I just finished Fallout Season 2.
Oh, how was it?
Fantastic. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
I
That's
feel
another
like
one where
there
the
was
creator
less
was
conversation
super
around it.
involved, which I appreciate. Like apparently they wanted to start this like season 1 in Vegas, and Todd Howard was like, "No, you got to build up to that. It has to feel earned." And I think that was absolutely the right call, because I don't think that you could have had a storyline in season 2 while introducing people to the world.
Especially where they left it off on season 1, like all of a sudden be there, that wouldn't make any sense. So I'm definitely glad. Like I still have yet to go through. I've only watched one episode, but I'm excited to go.
And Jonathan Nolan, fantastic, person in general. I think, I mean,
I've been meaning to watch it, but also, how was it? Because like I feel like there wasn't as much talk around it as season 1, but also there's like just a lot going on for everybody.
I think. Well, I think also there's a lot going on. I think also like the problem with subsequent seasons is like the novelty kind of wears off a little bit. It's like okay, you kind of know what this is now.
100%.
But then
100%.
and then also season 2 kind of delves more into like this is kind of like a video game kind of show in terms of like just mirroring like like RPG like tropes and stuff a little bit. Like not dissimilar to the way that Westworld does sometimes. And I think that like maybe like mainstream viewers wouldn't necessarily jive with that quite as much as like gamers would. But I thought season 2 was great, actually. I really liked where they went with it. I liked where they left off with it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I've still only heard good things about it, and I really enjoyed the season, the episode that I watched on this season. So, I mean, I'm excited to finish it for sure.
As someone who never finished New Vegas, which I really should, but like, it was great.
As someone who's never finished a Fallout game, I mean, isn't there aliens in Fallout? Like that's one of like, is that Fallout 3? Like aliens come or something?
Fallout 3. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy things in Fallout. Okay.
I like the show more than the games, personally. I'm not a huge fan of the game setting, but I think that's just like, it's not a setting I want to be living in and playing in,
Sure, yeah. I told Farmer because we were playing we were playing Arc Raiders, and I was like, I mean, like this is like and that's another like post-apocalyptic, like like everything's kind of downtrodden or whatever, like we're starting to recover, but obviously it's just like post, like everything going bad, and it's like, this would be a great place to like visit, maybe. Like if we're living here,
David was like, I want to do this. I want to live in this for like at least a whole day. I'm like, well, I don't think that's the choice we get. If you lived in that, you'd get that every single day, no matter what. But
I also said that I wouldn't live very long. It's the problem. Like, I mean, like in that,
right.
Like, I think it'd be fun, like for a little bit.
And then I want to dip my toes in just for a little bit, and then go back to normal. But no, I think that's the fun thing about Fallout 2. It's just like getting to kind of get on that post-apocalyptic kind of feel to the world, and delving into something that who knows, it could happen. And that's what I like on some of these shows. It could happen, and that's what I love about Halo. It's almost on that level of it could happen. It could be the future.
I mean,
anything that can like pull you in that well.
There are mushroom clouds and missiles flying right now. You know what I mean?
True.
So really, for some people, it is.
And
which
like
sounds terrible.
I was telling Johnny, like I feel like The Expanse actually does a really good job with that. Just also with like the technology that Battlestar Galactica too, to a degree, but I mean like like just
I'm watching season 1 of The Expanse, and it's so good. Oh my gosh,
the Expanse. I noticed like somehow I just didn't really think about it. Like it just kind of felt natural to me. But I think one of the reasons that The Expanse is one of my favorite sci-fi properties is that they don't have like arbitrary shields. Like it's like a missile hits you and it goes right through your like ship. Like I mean, like it's like it's like it's kind of crazy. It's like, but like also that's I don't know, that feels more realistic, in a weird way.
Yep, 100%. It's just like, oh yeah, watch out, something like exactly. Such a good show. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I'm like most of the way through season 1 with Chiho, and so good.
So good, yeah.
Well, on that note, is there anything anyone would like to bring up before we wrap up?
I think we covered it all.
Well, hope you guys make sure to like and subscribe and do all that stuff, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Get out of here, Craig.